Hi, welcome back to Shannon's Plants Planting Time. Today we are going to talk about the care of the Monstera adansonii. And these are two rescues. Sorry about this sticker there. On this one. I picked these up at Lowe's and they were in terrible condition. They were about to die. And I think they had them in direct sun and weren't really watering them or were over-watering them, one. And I picked them up and I made a video about how to rehab a plant taking care of this Monstera adansonii, or saving the Monstera adansonii. So anyway, today I want to talk a little bit about how to care for this plant. It is better known as the Swiss cheese plant, and I think that is for obvious reasons. It has these many fenestrations in it that remind you of Swiss cheese, and so that is its nickname, the Swiss cheese plant. It is native to Central and South America, and it is a tropical plant with much thinner foliage than its brother, the Monstera deliciosa, which is a very thick plant with fenestrations. It is notoriously easily cared for, and it prefers to either grow up a stake or a trellis or a moss pole, or you can let it trail. The thing with letting it grow up is the leaves tend to get bigger as time goes on and the foliage grows, whereas if they trail, it tends to get a little bit thinner. I just put this one up and you can see that it was getting smaller and smaller as it was trailing down, and the leaves that were up were getting bigger, so I decided to put this one up too. I'm going to get a moss pole for each of them though. But it's a quick grower. It can grow up to 6 to 8 feet indoors and 1 to 3 feet wide. As far as light goes, it prefers bright indirect light but no direct sun because that scorches its thin leaves. It can also grow in as low as medium light, but you may notice slower growth with it in medium light than you do bright indirect light. I have mine sitting on top of this desk here with another plant, and I have a grow light just for the 3 of those plants. So as far as soil goes, it likes a peat-based soil, and it does like it to dry out in between waterings. Peat, you can tell when it dries out, it gets that lighter color than it has when you first put it in there and it's dark and wet. As far as watering, you can count on watering them about once every 10 to 12 days, but that's going to differ with your house and your humidity level. And so you want to get that right level of moisture versus letting it dry out at least 75% before you water it again. As far as humidity goes, it is a tropical plant, so it does like humidity. Like 70% is good, but this plant will adapt to a lower humidity situation. Does not have to have that higher humidity to survive. It will adapt. In my room, it is about actually 75% humidity in here. So, and believe it or not, these are looking much better than when I first got them. I really didn't know if they were going to make it. As far as temperature goes, it likes between 60 degrees Fahrenheit and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And in here it is about 66 degrees. As far as propagation, they're really easy to propagate. You just need to find a node and that bump on the stem with some aerial roots, and then you can cut that off and plop it in water. I think I have an example right here, if I can get it down without making a mess. It's the only one left in my propagation station. And see, it grew these large roots just from that little aerial root. So that's really ready to plop back in the dirt and the soil, and so you can fill the plant in and make it bushier. So I really need to plant that before it rots. So yeah, I've just been keeping it up there. That was one that came off when I was initially trimming them back and making them look a little prettier than what they looked. As far as troubleshooting this plant, you may find that it has problems with thrips or mealy bugs. They are prone to those, and sometimes you need to give it a good spray with neem oil. That has not been an issue lately with mine because I've had an outbreak of fungus gnats, so they have gotten a very good dosing of neem oil. You can put it in the shower and shower it off. Also, you may notice that some leaves tend to yellow and turn brown underneath. That might mean that you're not watering it enough, or sometimes just the lower leaves crowded out by the upper leaves may turn yellow and die, and that is just natural. So that is all I have for you on how to take care of the Monstera adansonii. It is a good plant to have in your collection. It's unusual. You'll get a lot of questions about it. I think people will guess its nickname right off the bat. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. And please watch the video on how I saved these two Monstera adansonii from Lowe's. And I will see you in the next houseplant video. Bye!